fly in the hoodie. Have a look at him. What's going on there, Bakes?
What do you mean, mate? I've been out doing getting a bit of
Welcome
sweat
everyone
up.
to episode 51 of Raw Sport. The chat has started. They're already going at each other. Welcome, folks. My name is Ahmed Al-Houli, my co-host, Mr. Tony Sheen, and we've got the two arch rivals, AFL enemies, Mr. Brody Holland and Mr. Bam Bam Baker joining us on the show today. Very different show. What's happening, boys?
How are you, lads?
Guys.
Thanks for having us.
I don't lie, boys. Let's talk about the photo.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get straight into it.
Yeah, that photo is very interesting because Big Red looks about 12 years of age. Bakes can't even see him. He's got his Bali sunglasses on, and
it looks like I'm in disguise. Red gets a nice fancy suit, and I get a freaking disguise. I was like, fucking hell.
Well, Bakes, you've been in disguise for your 203 game career, and Brody, it's good to see Sarita looks after your hair.
Oh, she does. The blow wave's looking incredible on there. That's actually next level. I think you've given it a little bit of height with a little bit of, editing there.
Well, how is your modelling career? Because you're about to get whacked in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, Sarita said to Steve on one of those, I think, Instagram comments, make sure you watch his nose. I
will be watching it. I will be watching it and zeroing in on his modelling career is going to be over.
Now,
I might just draw a red target right there and just see if he can hit it. What do you reckon?
Arvid, now let's explain why we have these two arch rivals on the show today.
We've got a massive fight coming up on Channel 7 Plus, coming up on June 19th on the Alice card in Melbourne in collaboration with Premier Boxing Series, our good friend Angelo DiCarlo, and the group, the Ace Boxing Group and Glenn Osking. Big show in Melbourne. Team Alice always doing an amazing job. We have these two going at it. They haven't stopped since they've joined the stream. I think we are in for a massive one, and hopefully the start of both their boxing careers. So lots to look forward to. Brody, you had lots to say off camera. What do you got to say to this guy? I mean, he keeps talking a big game, but
No, he talks a huge game. This bloke, huge game. Like he's. I hope his fighting is as strong as he's talking, because that's all he's been doing for the last 4 weeks. I tell you right now, especially over social media. Like he loves the social media banter, and sometimes he just steps over the line. The big Bam Bam.
What do you mean? How so?
I think that's a pot calling kettle black. I think that's a pot calling kettle black. Bloody Brody and his bloody missus is on there every day. Bloody doing the little family things. I just want to bloody punch him through the bloody screen most of the time. But
Bakes, jokes aside, how did this fight come about?
It started. I think I called out Stevie J. I was in Myrtleford doing a job up there, and he was coaching Wonga, and we did a little video together saying who wants to see us fight, because we had some great battles back in the day, and there's a few promoters reached out, and it was in 6 weeks, and I think Stevie J was busy, and they reached out to a few other people, but hat off to Brody. He put his hand up at short notice.
Hang on, that wasn't the real story. That wasn't the real story. You told me that he was running scared, and I was the only one with courage to pick up the fight from there. That's what I was just
about to say. I take my hat off to you for having the courage to step in with Bam Bam Baker, but it cut me off.
Sorry, mate.
Fucking rude head. So there we go.
I get used to being cut off, mate, because I'll be cutting you off in the ring. Like everywhere you go, I'll just be cutting you off. All right, so get used to it.
Bring it, mate. I'm going to go and sit on the ropes and just let you come at me. Oh, your little powder puff punches aren't going to do jack shit. So I'm looking forward to it. I won't be going backwards at all.
I've seen some of his training videos online. He's got a bit of speed, mate. Something to be worried about, Bakes. He can move quickly. His hands are fucking fast.
Mate, I could take a million of those little punches. They don't even make a sound when they hit the glove or the pads. So he might be fast. He might be fitter. But once he feels the power of the right bomb, I think he'll be running for the corner and protecting that little nice little chiseled jaw of his. And I think he's in for a bit of a rude awakening.
You reckon he's got any power, Brody? You see him on the pad?
I think probably
the pads make a lot of noise, but like a pad man adds to the emphasis of the noise. So
not when
Yeah.
Brody hits him.
Oh, well, you'll soon find out, I suppose. And you won't need to talk about it anymore. You know, there'll obviously be, it'll be on record. Yeah, look, I think Bakes' punches, he does pack a good punch. He's got a nice hook on him, a nice straight right. You know, maybe you might have to get those punches in early, because I'm just worried whether or not he's going to last the distance. It is only 3 rounds, but geez, three rounds for old Bam Bam broken down Baker is a long time.
Look, I may be broken down. I've got a fake hip, but I reckon it's an advantage, because it's fake. It's got a bit got a bit of speed in it now. And I did get through an Ironman in December, Brody, which is 13 hours. I know you've been doing your little powder puff punching bags for 20 minutes at home, but I've got a lot in the tank, and I've been doing a lot of training, behind the scenes that I haven't shown on Instagram. So it's going to be a rude awakening when I come out like Rocky through and do the old dancing.
If we can talk about that for a moment, Bakes is the absolute biggest closet trainer known to mankind. He's one of those guys that he'll ring you up and go, "Hey, how's training going, mate? Jeez, I haven't been doing much. I've just been crook the last few days. What have you been doing, mate? Jeez, you've been doing way more than me. Slow down a little bit, will you?" Like, he just sort of tries to set you up, just try to soften you a little bit, just to make you think that maybe he's not, he's not doing enough or as much as he should, so that you can back off training and the intensity of training a little bit. So it's a little bit of there's a little bit of a mental battle going on behind the scenes here too.
Yeah, it's all mind games. It's like the Ryan Garcia pretended he was a little bit crazy to go against Devin. Is it Hanley? Hanley, and then came out and kicked his ass. So now I've put a lot of closet training in the last probably 4 or 5 weeks, but now I'm out. Brady will see. I'll start showing him what I've been doing. I've been doing 10 3-rounders on the heavy bag and getting it through quite easily. So Brody thinks his fitness is his weapon. But I reckon
those big bags, they don't move very much, do they? They don't move around. They're easy to hit those big bags, aren't they?
Yeah, they don't move around much when you hit them, but when I hit them, they sort of go flying.
Everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face, boys. I think you're going to get in and just start swinging them.
Exactly.
So how's training camp been, Brody? We'll start with you. How have you found it? You're a very fit bloke. You've been training your whole life. How's boxing any different to what you're normally used to?
Look, first and foremost, probably haven't done any sort of sparring or boxing training per se properly for 20 odd years when I was at Collingwood. But been trying to keep myself in just reasonable shape over the journey. And then obviously 7 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago, we got told about a potential fight. So really only been started specific conditioning for boxing 5 or 6 weeks ago, really. So we've been doing 3 days a week with Nigel Snart, who's been great coach, and he's been really, really good with technique. Obviously, I lack a little bit of technique, which is something I had to work pretty hard on, and then also obviously that specific conditioning, being generally fit doesn't always translate into boxing fit. So I've still come to terms with trying to build that boxing fitness. Although I'm pretty confident I'll be way ahead of Bam Bam Broken Down Baker in that regard. But training's been good. 3 days a week. I've done a couple of sessions on my own a week as well, doing bits and pieces, running or whatever. But yeah, generally speaking, 3 times a week at this stage.
How's the facial conditioning? Getting used to that, being punched in the face.
I copped a couple of good hooks from one of the boys down at Team Ellis. When the headgear, you can't see out of the corner of your eye, you can't see the hooks coming that well. Mind you, probably wouldn't have seen it coming anyway. But yeah, copping a couple of hits in the head actually gives you a bit of confidence knowing that you can cop it. I went in with Mitch Leake, who's obviously the main fighter on the card as well that night, and did a bit of sparring with him, which was really interesting. Could have put me away a few times in that session, but and I didn't have any headgear on, so that was a really good session for confidence. But I was jumping around like a a fly on the wall with him, just trying to evade punches. But that, it sort of gave me a bit of confidence going away, knowing that you could cop a punch and knowing that you could do the 3 rounds. I think I did 3 times 3-minute rounds with him, which was tough. I was pretty cooked at the end of that. Mm.
And how's that feeling any different? When you in the ring, you're exhausted, you're tired. How's that different to when you're on the footy field? You played a tough game, you're crashing, banging. Do you find it's very different?
Oh, look, it is different, but there are a lot of similarities. Like, I think one thing, as Steve was saying before, you cop a punch, and like I used to lose control a little bit when someone bumped into me a bit too hard, or was a bit over the top with their aggression. I'd sometimes lose control, and it's the same thing in this. And sometimes you go over the top, and you might do something, give away a free kick, give away a 50-metre penalty, or get reported, or whatever. The same applies to boxing. When you cop a good one, you can't go berserk and start whacking in, because that's when your adrenaline goes, and that's when you overcook yourself, and you really need to stay controlled. So it'll be interesting to see who cops the first one, because Steve and I are probably similar in our temperaments. Once we cop one, we like to go straight back in for the kill. But boxing is obviously a little bit more strategic, and you've got to conserve energy at the right times during the fight. Yeah,
I was about to say, probably staying calm in that moment is probably the key to winning. Because if you lose it, that's when you open up, and it's always the punch that you can't see that hurts the most, really.
Yeah, that's right. And hopefully Steve's on the end of that one and not me.
Bakes, how is your training been, mate? How's it any different to you played many over 200 games?
Bakes Junior.
Can I what?
Yeah, Tony's internet's lagging a bit, but
I can't really hear Red's question, but yeah, it's a different fitness. So like when we first got told it was only going to be 3 2-minute rounds, I was like, oh, that's easy. And I think it was Brody and I's first session. We did a couple of minutes on the heavy bag, and after 45 seconds, I was absolutely spent. Throwing as hard as we could. So it's a different kind of fitness, but I think it gets the lungs burning, and obviously the shoulders. You need a lot of shoulder work, which I think Brody's had a shoulder operation. I've had a shoulder operation. I think we've got very similar styles, and we both haven't done a lot of boxing. But I was very surprised with the first session watching Brody. I said, "You've boxed before, haven't you?" And he goes, "Oh, we did a bit of sparring in Collingwood." So I think we're very, very similar. We're both taggers, so we had mutual respect back in the day. We'd run past each other on a footy field and give each other a wink and say, "Yep, right, good job." Because you had mutual respect, because he'd go in hard, I'd go in hard. But boxing's definitely a different beast fitness wise. So it's been a challenge, but it's been exciting.
Brody, did you train under Mick Degina at Collingwood?
Yeah, I did a little bit with him. Mick's a good old friend of mine. I actually rang him a couple of weeks ago just to get a little bit of advice, and he said he did.
Here we go.
Yeah, I spoke to him actually a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I spoke to him. We'll probably bring him on in the. He was telling me he was involved as well in some of the preparation coming up to
gather round.
Coming into gather round, yes.
Yep.
So it's been really. I mean, he's gone through a few things himself.
Yeah.
But he was telling me about all the preparation. No, you're still there. You're still there, Ben. You're still there. You're still good. You're still good, man. So
hello.
I noticed that.
I think I've lost you.
Yeah, we probably lost you. Can you hear us, Bakes?
I can't hear anything, guys. I've lost audio.
You can't hear anything. He's just copped a left jab straight in the middle of the nos.
We'll send him out and bring him back. Brody, so I noticed that he set up this really good infrastructure at Collingwood.
Yeah.
I was there maybe 8 years ago. A lot of the boys move around not bad. Pendles and a few others. Yeah. They move around not bad at all. And I noticed a few of the boys, they can throw them. So he's done some really good things over there. So Do you think that's added to what you currently have now and probably put you in a better position in the Bakes?
Look, we did a fair bit of pad work back in the day with Mick, and occasionally we jump in and do a bit of sparring. We used to do a lot of body sparring, because obviously a little bit of worry about the concussions and things and having too many knocks. But yeah, the one we used to do is you just sort of jump in for 90 seconds at a time, and you just whack between your belly button and the top of your chest, and that was the region you had to hit. So you get in, throw a few punches, get out, move around. That used to take a lot out of you. And then occasionally you chuck the mouth guards and the headgear on and you have a bit of a spar. But because I was a little fella, I found it a little bit harder. Even guys like Paul Licuria was really great in the ring, really quick and super fit as well, and had really good technique. Anthony Rocker was just big and strong and had good technique. So everyone you sort of jumped in with was a bit of a challenge. Anyone who wanted to jump in obviously could fight. Ben Johnson used to go pretty well in there as well. And we had some really good sparring sessions there at one stage, but they didn't do it too often. I think they were a little bit more conscious of the concussions. And then I think they pulled the pin right at the end of my career, or towards the end, where I think we weren't allowed to do any sparring anymore, just as a precautionary. But yes, certainly Mick Degina helped me with technique early days, and as soon as you start getting back into training, you remember, I remember that. I remember what Mick said there, and in terms of holding up your left and right and your guard, and the slips and the rolls and all the rest of it. So you sort of pick it up pretty quickly again.
Awesome, mate. Yeah, absolutely. Mick's done a great job down there. Bakes, we got you back, mate.
Got me back. I don't know what's going on, but just kept cutting out. But I'm back.
Welcome back, mate. Red.
Hey, Bakes, can you hear me?
Yep, gotcha.
Have you seen much of Brodie sparring or fighting?
Haven't seen him spar, but I snuck down yesterday. I've seen him hit the pads a little bit, but yeah, not that impressive.
Well, tell us what you thought. Besides that,
no. I mentioned the first session. I was surprised with how well he moved and how quick he was punching. That's when I asked if he'd done some boxing, and then he mentioned that they'd done a bit of sparring back in the Collingwood days. But I've done a little bit of pad work back, obviously for fitness. But I look at him in the ring, and I think he looks fit. He punches fast and hard. But I reckon it's going to be. I think it's a good match. As he said, once one of us gets hit, as Ahmed said, we one of us is probably going to lose our shit, and I think the one that doesn't lose their shit. And holds their composure a little bit is going to go a long way. But I was never one to get hit and then not retaliate. So it's going to be a bit of a weird one.
So we're 8 days out. Are there any nerves?
Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous. I'm probably more excited now. I'm just it's been a big build up. It's gone really fast. Like 5 weeks has just gone a blink of an eye. So. It's a bit of nerves, a bit of excitement, but I think that's why I wanted to do it. I've always wanted to have a fight. I trained back when I finished footy. I trained for a couple of months and then hurt my knee, and so I always wanted to jump in the ring and whack on with someone. So it's finally come to that day, and I hope it goes well.
Brodie, what about you, mate? The nerves started to appear.
Yeah, I've been pretty nervous from the start, to be honest, because it's a big challenge, something we haven't done before. Something certainly I've always had in the back of my mind, and I think when I first retired, I had it there. Like when I first retired from football, I would like to do some fighting. So no one really asked me, and I didn't bother, and I was probably a bit too nervous to jump in at that stage. But I thought, if I don't do it now at my age, I'm never going to do it. And if it's, the only time I fight, then so be it. But at least I've got in there one time and had a bit of a crack. And it's just, it's a challenge, and it's something I've always wanted to do. But yeah, look, I've been nervous from the start. I'm feeling better as I go along in terms of now I feel a bit more confident with technique, and and fitness, specific fitness conditioning, and like Steve was saying, it's more, a mixture of nerves and excitement now at this stage, and looking forward to just getting in there and having a crack, and win, lose or draw. To be honest with you, I don't really care if I don't win, but I just really hope that I put in a really good effort, and I don't get knocked out basically. But like obviously watching Steve spar and move around a little bit, I'm confident that he won't be able to knock me out, and it'll be a good hit out for both.
Hey, boys, to both of you, does this take you back to your first game?
No, I don't. No, I think it's a different. I know it's a different excitement. I think it's because it's not. Well, it is a team sport because you got trainers and stuff, but I think the nerves come. You're going to be out there, and it's 1-on-1, just facing the one opponent. I think. I don't know. It's different, and obviously, as Brody said, you don't want to get knocked out. But obviously, when he's on the ropes and half concussed, I'll look after him and sort of I'll do what Rocker did to McKern. I'll let him down. I'll let him down gently, and I'll have a pillow ready on the side for him.
Oh, that's cute, mate. It's just you can wake up now if you like.
Boys, the rules of the fight. You're wearing head guards. You're not wearing head guards.
No head guards. 16-ounce gloves, and three 2-minute rounds. Which, as I mentioned before, I thought 3 2-minute rounds would just be easy because the fitness of bro. Yeah, and a first session, I just realised how long 2 minutes is when you get told to whack the heavy bag as fast as you can and hard as you can for 2 minutes, and within 40 seconds you can hardly feel your arms, and you're gassed and you're dropping your arms. It was a bit of an eye opener. So I went in thinking this is going to be easy. It's going to be a grueling 6 minutes of work, but that's what we're training for.
Absolutely. And you, Brody, what do you reckon? Do you reckon you can put up with the no headgear? Are the gloves 16 ounces or 14 or 12?
Yeah, so 16 ounce gloves. Look, they should be fine. Look, I'm confident I can get in and out and move around, and look, it's certainly, if you drop your guard for a moment, you can certainly cop one, and that's what you're always nervous about. But that's what we're in there for. We're in there to have a crack and put on a good show. We realise there's risks associated, but we're willing to put our heads and our bodies on the line. Just for to obviously challenge ourselves in this capacity, and we're looking forward to the challenge. So it should be a really interesting fight. When you break it right down, like Bam was saying before, we're both very determined humans. In footy, we're both taggers, and we both stuck to our task. We both are unbelievably competitive and hate losing. So even though we're old mates, we also, neither of us want to lose this because we're basically there's going to be bragging rights for the rest of our days with this one, is depending on what takes place. So it should be very interesting. I don't think either of us want to back down, and we want to obviously punch it right to the death.
All right, Red, you got any more questions, mate?
Yeah, well, Bakes, we were going to say, depending on how the fight goes in 8 days' time, would you consider the AFL gather round fighting next year?
Yeah, I think definitely I'd have a look at it. I've had the old knees. The knees been playing up, but I've heard there's a lady working in our gym that she's come back from a full knee reco. I think in like 6 to 8 weeks. So it was. I might have this. Beat Brody, get the knee done, and then come back for the gather round. That was my original thought. I thought Stevie J and I would be a good draw card for the gather round because there's a lot of old footage. I think it'd be a promo, a good one to promo with Stevie J and I. But to be honest, I'd be more worried about fighting Brody than Stevie. So that would be good. And it's sort of the boxing's very humbling, as Brody said. He got in the ring with Mitchie Leake, who I think is an Australian title holder at the moment, and it's very humbling getting into boxing gym and the ring with such good fighters, sort of realise how sort of not tough you are when you're going against animals like that. So, but I wouldn't mind having another one or two. I think after this one.
If he gets knocked out, he won't be fighting again. Let's be honest. It'll be lights out, and it'll be the career over in one fight.
No, I reckon if I got beaten, I'd want to redeem, and if I win, I'd want to go on with it. So either way, I'm having another fight. When I knock Brody out, I'll give him a rematch if he wants it.
Well, there you go, guys. Lots to look forward to June 19th. Any parting words? We'll start with you, Brody.
Steve, Bam, broken down Baker. You've got one last chance, mate. We've got a week to go. If you want to pull out now, speak up now, because once this podcast is over, this is it. We're in. Is there anything you want to say, mate? Do you want to go? You honestly want to go on with this or not?
Mate, that's almost laughable. I'm going to take you to the last round, and just a word of advice: just stay away from the left rip, because I'll try and leave that chiseled jaw. I said to Sarita, I'd look after your face a little bit, but the left rip has been doing some damage in my sparring so far. So just make sure you cover up there. That's all, and bon voyage.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here. Tony?
Tell everybody where they can watch the fight.
Yeah, the fight will be live on Channel 7 Plus, June 19th. Tune in. Don't miss out. It's going to be an absolute banger. Ladies and gentlemen.
Or come to the fight.
Or come to the fight. It's sold out, isn't it?
Is it sold out?
I heard the numbers are moving quickly.
Oh shit! I didn't know.
Half of Colac, the bakers from Colac are coming up into town. Look out! There's 2 heads on every 10 table. There's 20 people per 10 table there.
Where can they buy tickets, Bakes?
We'll have it. Brody and I'll have the link on our Instagram pages today.
All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Brody Holland, Bam Baker, thank you very much for joining us on Raw Sport. Take care, everyone. We'll catch you on the next episode of Raw Sport. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.
Thanks, guys.